G'day, cats! Welcome to episode number 49.5. I'm calling it a 0.5 because I'm still trying to sort out something for episode 50. And I just really wanted to record a podcast. And I don't know, I haven't recorded one for probably like 2 weeks or something at least at this point. And I just didn't want to wait like a whole nother week or another extra week on top of this because I'm probably going to forget stuff. But how you cunts been? I've been pretty busy, as you could probably tell by the lack of, you probably couldn't tell, by the lack of content on the channel. If you haven't noticed already, I'm kind of going down to like maybe 1 or 2 uploads a week. Next week I'm going to try for, next week I've got 2 uploads going up. I've got a longer Greencast story that you guys would be keen for. As well as this sort of commentary, sort of skit-based video as well. That'll be a lot fun. I can't English. How do I have a narration channel? It'll be a lot of fun to record as well, which would be nice because I've got the house to myself. And it's going to be a very scream-heavy video, so looking forward to that today, which I'm going to record, and that'll be up sometime next week as well. You might even have a cheeky sneak peek if you're in the Patreon. Quick plug with that, or even the Discord as well. While I'm shilling stuff, might as well. If you haven't already seen as well, there's a little cheeky button down at the bottom of this video you can probably see. There's a blue button that says join. Now, if you do that, and if you want to be an absolute madland, support me. Because, I don't know, if you've been watching me for a while, you want to give back to me. You don't have to if you don't want to, if you just like to support me. It's a subscription thing that basically gives me money every month. And what do you get in return? Well, you get a sweet little badge beside your name, so every time you comment on any one of my videos, you have a cool little like badge next to you, so you can stand out amongst all the other like plebeians that don't give me money. You have access to special emojis as well that I've put in there. You get a discount code to all of my merch, 15% off anything in the store. You also get a special Discord role as well, to stand out amongst everybody else in there as well. It's only $2.99 a month, Australian dollars, so that means for you Americans, it's literally like the third of the price off. It's only like $2 a month, so, you know, do it for as long as you want, do it for as little as you want, or if you want to shill me more money, there's Patreon there as well. But, away from the shills now, I'd like to talk about that YouTube Coppa stuff that's going on, the Child Protection Act fucking thing. Now, I'd like to preface this by saying that I've done absolutely no fucking research whatsoever. I've just been going off what other people have been saying. And I have a feeling that this thing is, like, overblown, like, by a lot. Like, sure, there's a lot of channels that are in the weird sort of grey area at the moment. Like, particularly sort of, like, animation channels that are being classed as, like, toy channel. Well, I would get into that. Being classed as, like, kids channels. Or even, like, high-end toys are being classed as, like, kids' channels now. But, you know, I have a feeling that majority of channels are going to be absolutely fine. Like, I was kind of a bit worried for my channel for a little bit, since mine's, like, story-based sort of stuff, and that could be maybe considered child content, but no, not really. I have a feeling I'm fine. Looking at all the titles, like, sure, some of them look kind of, like, kid-friendly-ish, well, as well as some of the titles as well. They can be seen as maybe sort of like, you know, aimed at kids, but you immediately watch it and you realize like, oh no, this is definitely not meant for fucking kids at all. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean by not marking this as not kid safe. But yeah, YouTube kind of really fucked themselves there, didn't they? Eh? This whole fucking time. For the past, like, 2 to 3 years, it was all about, you know, child-friendly content and making it brand-safe and family-friendly. And they got fucked for it, because, oops, turns out that's illegal. We've been doing it for years, so, all of that bad press and all that time we were pushing away sort of edgier, sort of more adult-styled content. Oops, that's the only ones we can make money off, but oh wait, we fucked all those creators anyway, so they can't make money. Shit. Looks like they're gonna have to do a quick 180 because, yeah, they're kind of fucked. If you don't know what I'm talking about somehow, for some reason, Coppa, the Child Protection Act that I was just talking about before, is basically this sudden bill that was put in place because it turns out it's actually illegal in the US to advertise directly to kids. When specifically a lot of content on YouTube is made for kids, as you probably have seen with all those those fucking animation channels and stuff, and particularly literally the biggest moneymaker on YouTube, which is Ryan's Toy Reviews, which is this fucking 10-year-old kid, maybe max 10. I think it might be 8 years old, maybe. Just this kid literally unboxing toys, kind of literally 10 billion views or something ridiculous like that. That's not even a meme. I think he literally has 10 billion views. Actually, let's look it up right now while I'm talking this. I know I talk a lot of mad shit, but I'm actually kind of interested in this. Ryan's Toy Review. Channel. He's got 22 million. Fuck off. Playing in the pool. Okay. Oh, it doesn't show you on that. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go to Social Blade. Lol. Social Blade. Bum 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 bum. Dead air. Dead air. Channel. Oops. Why did I do that? I'm retarded. I'm a boomer. Sorry, guys. I am not editing this out as well because I cannot be fucked. Ryan Toy Reviews. And come on, load. Here we are. Select channel. So you know how I said 20 billion as a bit? The cunt has 34 billion views. Yeah, so literally in the past 30 days, he has 91 million. That's retarded, the amount of views this cunt gets. And because, they're very much underage kids watching these videos, they don't know what's an ad and what not's an ad. And it turns out this bastard's been doing a lot of, behind-the-scenes kind of, sponsored videos from, Toys R Us and that sort of stuff, where he hasn't, fully disclosed. But even, the biggest thing about it is that with direct targeting, with ads directly targeting kids, even if it is a sponsored video and they do say, hey, this video is sponsored, that means nothing to an 8-year-old. So, they put in this whole bill that they can't directly advertise to kids. Which, again, YouTube been doing that for fucking years. And so, the FTC and a bunch of other people that I didn't fucking do research into, fined YouTube $130 million for breaking the law. To which YouTube went, yeah, sure, righto, mate. Okay, that's day and a half earnings, whatever, sure. So they quite happily fucking took it on the cheek. And, yeah, so now that they have to disclose that if this video is made for kids or not, so they put in that little fucking button that just says, hey, is this video made for kids? Yes, no. Or, they've had that thing for a while that, does this video include minors? Which, of course, everyone's fucking no anyway. But yeah, so if it is disclosed and it is found out for kids, ads are taken off the video, comments are turned off, and likes are turned off, which engagement is just immediately fucked. So that video is just basically gone if it is flagged for that. And so naturally, of course, there have been some people that have been fucked, but majority of creators it's going to be completely fine for. Of course, there's going to be grey areas like I was talking about before. Lego channels are going to get really weirdly probably put in that sort of bin. High-end toy channels are going to get fucked. Animators are in this weird sort of grey area where, the bot sees cartoons and it's yep, that's kids' content. Off you go. Fuck your monetization. Which, if any regular human watches something like fucking, I don't know, Flash Gits, for example, where, they make fucking, cartoons about Warhammer characters, actually, murdering furries, you can very much quickly tell that that's, oh yeah, this is definitely not for fucking kids. Okay, so, there's that, and a lot of channels are getting fucked, but, I don't know, at the end of the day, that's all I really have to say about it, is that I think it's been blown out of proportion a little bit. Everyone's making the fucking clickbaity, thumbnails and videos, been will your channel survive in 2020? Which, they fucking will. But even, kind of flew under the radar a little bit, and again, I've done no fucking research, I only looked at, a skimmed read through articles, if that. Apparently YouTube are going to, if your video is tagged as like brand unfriendly or whatever the fuck, demonetized, it'll then begin to target more edgier advertisers like R-rated films and that sort of stuff, which fucking finally, you retard. Like, sure, when you target videos to kids or whatever the fuck, yeah, they're profitable, but they're profitable because the parents have money. Like, when you found out that that's quickly illegal, the next fucking most profitable, like, age group is, like, 18 to, like, 25-year-olds. People that actually have their own fucking money that they want to spend. And, of course, they're gonna want to, like, you know, invest. They're not fucking... they're not doing stonks. They're buying random stuff off the internet. And I'm gonna have a quick drink. Hold on. I was getting rather parched. But yeah, of course they would want to fucking see those sort of, like, advertisements anyway. So yeah, about fucking time. And I guess it's kind of annoying that it took literally the government to step in yet again for us to get fucked a third time. Or the billionth time, or whatever the fuck at this point. But yeah, that's all I have to really say on that. In my limited fucking knowledge and looking into that. Yeah. What else do I have to talk about here? Oh yes, Star Wars! Holy shit. It's been a good fucking month for Star Wars fans, you boys and girls. Holy shit fuck. It's been a goddamn reconnaissance? Nope, that's not the word. Renaissance! That's... reconnaissance. It's been a renaissance of fucking Star Wars news and other properties this past month. And holy shit, I literally did a marathon the other day, and it was fucking glorious. I went through the prequels all the way to Return of the Jedi, and I'll watch the sequels, I guess, when it comes closer to the fucking last one. But, oh my lord, guys, where do I even start? The Mandalorian. Let's start with there, because by the time this is out, episode 3 came out yesterday, day before. And I guess there'll be light sort of spoilers talk, so if you haven't seen The Mandalorian, I guess skip to this part of the video. But yeah, holy shit, Baby Yoda! Ah! I want one so fucking bad, and I'm already 3D printing myself a little Baby Yoda, because holy shit, protect that little boy at all costs. And yes, I know it's not actually Yoda, but there's no name for the species. There wasn't even any name for the species in Legends, so that's what he's going to be called, he's Baby Yoda. But, bruh, this Mandalorian TV show that's come out is, I think, in my opinion, and it's already at episode 3, it's not even halfway through the series, and I'm pretty confident in saying that this is the best thing to come out of Star Wars in the past 10 years. And I think that's a pretty fucking safe statement to make, to be honest. Like, already with, like, even just the first episode, it's got such a better feel, and it's such closer to the original trilogy compared to literally anything that's made. And it's obvious that this was made by people that actually care about this property, and are actually fans of it. Like, all praise fucking Overlord Dave Filoni, who's basically the best thing you could get if it wasn't George Lucas. Because if you didn't know, Dave Filoni is also the person that directed and / created the Clone Wars TV show as well, which is also universally renowned as being real fucking good. And, you know, he's been in-depth in that fucking lore for years, and he's very much did a lot for the Mandalorians as well, which, now that Disney Plus is out, I'm starting to go through the Clone Wars TV show as well, because that just fucking missed my radar for whatever reason. But yeah, it's just so clear to me that these are made by fans, compared to some cunt, Ryan Johnson, who, there's even been reports, apparently not too long ago, that no one fucking cared about that, and a lot of people were just on it because of Star Wars, and they knew that it was going to make a lot of money. And, yeah, I fucking... Jon Favreau, take my money, please. Fucking, bruh. I don't know, I'm literally at a loss for words, because it's just so fucking good! Ah! But if that... I didn't even really talk about spoilers that fucking hard, did I? All I just said was, Baby Yoda! I don't know what else to say. Go fucking watch it if you haven't already. Unless you're in the UK. fuck you, I guess, because you ain't getting Disney Plus till March. So just pirate it, I guess, which is what I had to do, because it literally Disney Plus only came out like this week. So the first 2 episodes of Mandalorian, I just had to fucking pirate, because there's no way that I could go on social media without that shit getting spoiled. And thank God I did, because the moment I saw it released on all the fucking torrent sites, I watched it like the morning that it came out here, and before I went and checked any social media, and then immediately within 2 minutes of checking like fucking Twitter, there's a picture of Baby Yoda, and I'm like, oh, thank Christ I did not check that, because fucking hell, that was a cool reveal to see without any sort of context at all. But speaking of other good stuff, the Fallen Jedi game came out as well, which I've also played and finished, which also, quick life hack if you didn't fucking know, if you want the Fallen Jedi for dumb cheap, and you're a PC player like me, someone mentioned it to me that apparently Origin and EA have their own little like game subscription service thing called EA Origin Access, which is like you pay $20 a month to have access to a bunch of these like a back catalog of selective games, but also new release games. So literally the day Fallen Jedi came out, it was on EA Origin Access. So I paid $20, and it's also the digital deluxe version. And I'm like, oh, okay, lit. So I literally paid $20 and got fucking Jedi Fallen Order. But also, like, there's Need for Speed Heat, which is like that latest game to come out. But I don't really know what else is really due to come out on this thing. But I'm fucking even happy just canceling my service even after finishing this game, bro. Because I mean, like, as good as the Fallen Jedi is as well, it has basically no replayability to it, unfortunately. And I wish I kind of knew that before I finished it as well. Because, like, you go through the entire game. I will say this about the game as well. I'm not a fan of the combat. I couldn't even really get used to it at all. Like, apparently it's very, like, Sekiro and Dark Souls-esque, which I'm also just not a fan of those games either. I played Dark Souls once on a stream. The stream lasted about an hour before I just had to quit because I was just getting too frustrated. It's just not my not my style of game, bro. I just wish it was more, like, attuned to the combat of, like, the Batman Arkham games. Like, that is fucking, like, god tier sort of stuff. It was just so annoying to try and, like, parry, and I could never fucking land it. Especially, like, later on in the game. And, yeah, I'll say it. I put it down to easy, because I just wanted to finish the fucking game. I was getting too frustrated with this bullshit. I don't give a fuck. I'm a serial games easy mode player, and I'm coming out of the closet saying that, and I'm not afraid, and I'm taking a stand, and I'm saying it's okay to play games on easy, because games are for fun and not for fucking torture. So my Dark Souls can go fuck off. Yeah, sure, there's some people that enjoy it, but I am definitely not one of those, so go fuck yourself. But yeah, the story was good. Yes, I will say it was good. Could have been a bit longer, I'd say. They very much set it up for a sequel, which was, sure, I'm looking forward to it. But I will fucking praise them, however, on committing to their word and saying that there's no, like, DLC to the game, which there wasn't. Which I'm like, oh, beautiful, cool. Unless there's, like, some story DLC, which, fair enough, if you come with that later on, cool. I'm looking forward to that. If it ever comes out, I'll fucking happily buy that as well. I might renew my fucking EA Origin service thing you do. But, yeah, overall, I really fucking enjoyed the game. The story's pretty good. There are some points where it's just like, yeah, don't know about that. There's also a character that literally joins your crew at the end and is there for like 10 minutes before the game ends. It's like, oh, okay, cool, I guess. It's just set up for the next game, I guess. Also, like, one of the main, like, end villains had pretty much no backstory at all. It's kind of like literally just this hooded figure that just appears there. And then you find him and you beat him and it's like, oh, okay. Sure. I guess you're a thing. I guess you're dangerous. Oh, cool. Killed him. Alright. Cool. On to the next thing, I guess. But, I would recommend it. I'd say, This is a bold statement to say. I'd say it's the best Star Wars game to come out. Better than... Well, look, I don't know. There's a lot of people that gatekeep, like, Star Wars, The Old Republic, and that sort of stuff. Which, I don't know, I've got, like, 50 hours into it or whatever the fuck. Sure, they're good, but I don't know. I just can't get into them that heavy, I guess. I don't know, it's just that style of game. It's just a bit too dated for me at this point. I grew up very much in, like, that sort of, like, middle generation, where it was like, you know, we had those sort of games, like, early on, but not enough for me to get, like, uber nostalgic about it, particularly. I mean, I literally only grew up with, like, a Game Boy, and then upgraded through that way. I didn't have, like, a PlayStation or anything else like that I could have played it on anyway. But, you know, I don't know, yeah, I think that's a pretty bold statement to say, but I'll happily stand by it. But also, again, still on this fucking Star Wars train here, and why it's been such a good month for it, that fucking DB and Benioff, Wiss, whatever the fuck their goddamn names are gone from Star Wars. Yeah, those retards that fucked, that fucked up the Game of Thrones Season 8, because they're like, we've got too many projects, we're just gonna wrap it up, we're good. Even though literally even, what's his fucking name? George R. Martin is like, yeah, you could have easily gone for another 2 seasons instead of rushing it. Literally everyone's like, yeah, no shit. And, yeah, they turned down the Star Wars thing, because they've also got a Netflix thing that they apparently got going on. And boy, am I fucking glad that they're not involved in Star Wars anymore. Because after what they've done with Game of Thrones, and how that, they've shown that they don't know what they're doing when they don't have any material to follow, and that this was apparently going to be an original trilogy, I'm very much happy that they're not fucking involved in this anymore. And, you know, it's said that they stepped away from it because they thought that they couldn't commit to it, but I think very much so that they were kinda half-fired as well. Because literally, like, apparently they were at a, like, some sort of convention not too long ago, and it was not filmed, and I wonder why. But also apparently all the Q&A sections was apparently screened, because of course it was, because, you know, people are just going to go up there and just talk shit about them and how they fucked up Game of Thrones and how they don't want them involved in Star Wars. But now they're not, so fuck them. But, and if that wasn't even, like, you know, as good enough news for you, there was also Rian Johnson, who I was also shitting on before. He was apparently getting his own trilogy after the quote-unquote success of The Last Jedi. His fucking trilogy's cancelled too! Which, hallelujah, goddamn, fucking stay away from Star Wars, you cunt. It was... subvert expectations. That will make a good film. I'll throw out everything that was already established. That's not good writing, you fucking dropkick. But you know what fucking pisses me off the most about Rian Johnson? I saw his new film that came out recently, Knives Out, which is a whodunit about, like, this is rich sort of family where the grandpa dies and they got to figure out who the fuck did it in this family. And the thing that pissed me off about it is it was fucking good and written really well. Which I don't understand how he fucked up Star Wars so bad. But this, literally a whodunit film, like, it was written really well and it just annoyed me. Like, there are actually a bunch of twists that was, you know, interesting. Characters that were written well. How did he fuck up so bad, having such a high budget? Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm like, as soon as I saw that trailer for the film, and then halfway through it, the trailer was just like, from the director of Last Jedi, and I'm like, is that really a selling point for the film at this point? Like, I have a feeling that if anybody saw a trailer, and it's like, hey, remember The Last Jedi? Yeah, that film? Well, here's the guy who wrote that. Here's his film. Everyone's just going to be like, oh, okay, well, fuck it, I'm not seeing that film. But then, I got a bit curious. I decided to actually look up like what it is in Rotten Tomatoes, which I know Rotten Tomatoes, boycott Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know what they're doing. But it had a 95%, and it had a really high audience score as well. And I'm like, alright, I'll go see it. So I saw it the other day, and yeah, pissed me off how good it was. Because how shit Last Jedi was. I mean, like, yeah. And even, like, I recently rewatched, like, from the prequels all the way to Last Jedi. And I'm pretty confident in saying that Last Jedi is the worst film out of the entire franchise. Because it's just, like, sure, the dialogue wasn't written that well in a lot of the prequels. But overall, it had a really well thought out story that was going somewhere. And The Last Jedi just didn't. Which, overall, that can contribute for a worse film if you don't enjoy the story of it. Of course, it's going to be poo-poo. Which it was poo-poo, so fuck you. And I'm glad you're not involved in Star Wars anymore. But even more news about Star Wars that I literally just remembered as I was talking about the other thing. Fucking finally, it was officially announced that the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show as well is going to be coming to Disney+. With Ewan McGregor coming back as Obi-Wan. That's my reaction. That's my reaction when I heard that news, was just, Bro, I'm so fucking happy. Star Wars is in such a good direction now. Fucking Game of Thrones retards are gone. Ryan Johnson, man baby cunt, is gone. Things are looking good. All they need to do now is put Dave Filoni as the head of Star Wars at this point, or at least, be the Kevin Feige of the Star Wars universe with a fucking overarching picture at this point. Or someone to overwatch it. Kathleen Kennedy definitely doesn't know what she's doing. And, like, sure, she owns it, but she shouldn't be overlooking everything. Give it to fucking Dave Filoni. If we can't have George Lucas, he's the fucking second best thing that we can have. Speaking of good things that we can have, I went on a date. Yeah, I went on a date a couple weeks ago, and it was fucking lovely. And I don't know, it's also really weird as well, because like it was also off Tinder, and like I don't know, I've had Tinder for fucking like I don't know 4 years at this point or something, like using it on and off, and I don't know, for a hot meme, like, I got fucking fully, like, caught out, where it was just, like, it shows you that there's people that have liked you and whatever the fuck, and I'm like, and Tinder advertises the thing just like, ooh, you can see who've liked you if you buy Tinder Gold. But, as well, they do the cheeky fucking thing where they just won't, even people that have liked you, they'll keep it behind that paywall, so you actually can't swipe right back onto them. So you have to get gold, and I'm like, I'll check it out. And then immediately regretted it as I looked through the people that had swiped me back, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck. So, swiping through. And, yeah, I super liked the chick for a hot meme, because we had exactly the same name. And then we matched, and then we memed with each other. And then fucking agreed to meet up with me, and I'm like, oh, fuck, okay. Don't know. Literally fucking 4 years having Tinder as my first ever fucking date. And then I'll be like, yeah, you want to hang out? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, oh. I'm like a dog chasing a car. I wouldn't know what to do with it if I caught it. Like, that was literally me. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think this far ahead. Oh no, I don't know what to do. But eventually, I was talking to my friends and I'm like, help, I don't know what to do. And finally just figured out, we just went down to a local beach and, had lunch, walked down the foreshore, and it was, it was fucking lovely, I guess. But the thing that's also really nice about this chick as well, is that she doesn't really have any social media, and she doesn't watch YouTube, and she's quite disconnected from everything, which... As avid people and viewers of this podcast know, my last girlfriend was very much the fucking opposite, so it'd be nice to have someone that's, like, disconnected from everything as well. But yeah, I don't know. We're not like dating yet, but I guess we are like seeing each other and whatever the fuck else. And I've seen her again since, and yeah, it was just fucking really wholesome. we just cuddled, and it was just fucking nice, dude. There's nothing else to really say. It's just, I don't know, it's really fucking nice to have something to like even just a person to look forward to seeing again. And fucking I mean, again, we aren't officially dating yet, but it's also hilarious to realize, or I had the realization the other day that like, oh fuck, both my relationships started with shit memes. Yeah, fucking, because of course, like, having the same name, we fucking was just memeing around with each other, like, how funny would it be if we dated and got married? And then yeah. And literally the last one, like, I don't know if I get into, like, what those memes were, but it was shit memes, and, yeah, it very much escalated from there. But, yeah, I don't know. Nothing much else to say. Probably won't talk about it much at all, but I thought it just might inform you guys, because people that watch this podcast are very much sort of like, you know, people that are invested more so in me as the personality, and just me in general, so I thought I might just keep you guys updated. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just nice, dude. Nice to have someone. Yeah, sex is cool, but fuck me. I like me a good cuddle as well, bro. Yeah. What else did I have to talk about here? Oh yeah, I went to Brisbane Supernova as well. That was a couple weeks ago as well at this point. It was just me as well. I usually have at least one or two friends that I might go like one of the days with. This year just missed that window, I guess, with people, because a lot of friends are still like kind of going to uni and had exams and everything else, and I'm like, yeah, fair enough. So I went both days. Don't know if I really want to say what I went as, because those costumes are very much publicized everywhere, and I don't want to dox my other hustle that I have going here. But one of my favorite, also quick derail, one of my favorite YouTube, oops, I'm currently just fidgeting with a 3D printed lightsaber that I have, and it kind of just fell apart on the keyboard, and I hope you heard that, and I'm not editing that out. Yeah, one of my favorite YouTube channels is Adam Savage's YouTube channel, Tested, and because he's such a public figure, like, you know, the fucking cunt, the second co-host for Mythbusters, and all around just, like, you know, well-known person. He loves to go to these conventions, but obviously he can't roam around on the floor, particularly, because he'll just get swamped. So he's very much into cosplay and costumes and props and stuff and everything as well. And so he does things that he likes to call incognito walks, where he has, like, a full costume, or including, like, a mask or a helmet or something, so people can't immediately recognize that, oh, that's Adam Savage, righto. And that's basically what I had my experience on the weekend. Like, granted, like, I could walk the floor anyway, because I'm fucking anonymous, but I had a helmet on both days, and literally all I did on both days was just walk around. And, like, sure, my costumes were kind of like a bit of attention grabbers, and, yeah, it was just really fucking cool to walk around and be anonymous and stuff, and, like, I did run into a couple people that I know at the convention as well. And the funniest thing was that one of the people that I went to university with as well, that I'd been sort of keeping in contact with and done a little bit of work with, he asked to take a picture with me, and then afterwards I'm like, oh shit, it's you, bro, and they're like, wait, who? And then I'm like, took my helmet off, and I'm like, oh, it's me. And they're like, oh shit, hey, what the fuck? You look great. And I'm like, yeah, cheers. But yeah, it was just an overall, like, again, like a really fucking, like, wholesome weekend again. And then the second day I was dressed as a particular Star Wars character. By my ramblings before, you could probably tell who the fuck I was. But literally I was walking around the event for, like, I don't know, 10 minutes. And then a guy in an Inferno Squad costume from Star Wars, like, ran into me and it's like, hey, you want to do this Star Wars fucking photo shoot? And I'm like, okay. So yeah, we walked around, gathered a bunch of other people in Star Wars costumes, went down to this part of the convention center and did like this really dope like photo shoot. Ran into a couple of other characters from that one series that I'm a part of. And yeah, we just fucking wandered around the convention center together and kind of just like made friends that way. And it was just fucking dope. And that was like the first sort of like experience that I've had just being by myself and then just making friends at the convention center, just in costume. And that was real fucking dope. I will say. Just had like, just real like happy hours, you know? Fucking wholesome hours, bro. Been just pretty happy at the moment, I guess. Even though I had some other depressing things that I won't talk about happen this week. But overall, focus on the positives. Just really happy at the moment. And looking forward to a lot of things. Speaking of things I'm not looking forward to, though, I guess it's time for that most autistic part of that podcast. And that is, of course, where I I answer questions from you cunts. So if any questions, comics... Let me try that again. If you have any questions, queries, comments, or even any topics that you think or even stories that you think that I would enjoy, you can either drop it in my Discord in the Greencast channel, or you can email me if you want to remain somewhat sort of anonymous at mrgreentext@gmail.com. That's Mr. Green Text with an S on the end of that, because dum-dums apparently forget that sometimes that my name has an S. And it's not Mr. Green Text, it's text. You know that fucking meme? Okay, anyway. Alright, let's fucking open this up. Greencast. Got a few. Hopefully these will not be garbage. This is one of the first times where I actually haven't pre-read these, so you get a live fucking reading. Seeing how garbage your questions are. Immediately, the first one, shitposting Spider-Man asks, "Hey Green, what are your thoughts on Sprite Cranberry? If you guys have that in Australia." We don't have that in Australia, so yeah. Oh, but he also asked another question. Hey Green, who was/is your favorite superhero as a kid? Easy. As a kid, my favorite fucking superhero by miles was Spider-Man. I had fucking Spider-Man everything. I had Spider-Man bedsheets, bro. I was in fucking deep. I had the fucking web shooter, big fucking webs. It was the best. Spider-Man was my shit as a kid. I'm definitely not into Spider-Man nearly as much now. I'm very much sort of a Batman sort of guy. I'm very much just a whole DC Comics guy in general now. But yeah, Spider-Man was definitely my hot fucking shit as a kid. Yeah, what else we got here? Backup 91420 asks, what's your opinion on H.P. Lovecraft's work? I'll be honest, haven't really read much of Lovecraft's work at all, particularly. Yeah, I mean, Cthulhu seems pretty cool, I guess, but haven't really read it, particularly. HRV !AT, probably has this fucking pronunciation, but I cannot be fucked, says, "Hey Green, what are your thoughts on professional wrestling?" Look, I think I very much respect it, as like a whole sport as well. Don't watch it myself, it's not really sort of for me, but I do have a lot of respect for it. As like, it is a whole choreographed sort of thing, and it is very physically demanding, and there is a lot of people that have been actually seriously hurt by it. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for those sort of people, I guess, because, again, like I just said, like, things can go very wrong very quickly if you fucking... you're dropping someone from a fucking, like, shoulder height on their back and whatever the fuck else, and you land wrong. But yeah, I don't know. It's not really so much for me, but I do think it's pretty cool and pretty happy that it exists. Samarot10, who is a YouTube legend, says, "Alright, Greentext, if you had one superpower and a drawback, for example, you control gravity within 1 mile area, but you also are affected by it, what would it be?" That's a really shit. So I have to give myself a superpower and then give myself... What? I have to give myself a superpower, and then I have to give myself a clause to the superpower. Which, obviously, I'm going to choose telekinesis, because, of course, that's basically what you just said, but more in depth. Are only within a 1 mile radius. I always do this. Hey Google, how big is a mile converted to kilometers? Jesus, that's a wide fucking range, bro. I don't know, telekinesis, but what do you want? You give yourself a fucking clause to it? I don't know. Even just trying to make it a funny bit, I wouldn't really know. I don't know. I guess within a kilometer range, so you can't fucking be super overpowered. Dr. Lemon says, what is the geological history of the Australian continental plate? Is he just doing a bit asking what the history of Australia is? Aboriginals were here 50, 60,000 years ago. Then we came in and said, fuck you, my land now. And that's basically the history. Oh, Jack11 says, hey, let me try that again. Hey, what the fuck? Hey, have I been fun? What? What? That's how it's written. Hey, have I been fun? Have I been fun / nice to be around since I got here? Sure? I guess. I don't know if you meant to say if you have been fun. And he says, how's the fire been affecting you? Which, if you don't know, and I probably should have talked about it before, the entirety of Australia is basically fucking on fire at the moment, because, climate change exists, and it's just been goddamn hot, which has been prime fucking fire weather here, and everything's just on fire. Thankfully, where I'm stationed at the moment, I'm not in the fucking military, where I'm living at the moment, there's not really any sort of like bushland to really sort of affect me. But, I do know a couple people that are sort of affected by the bushfires. More so people in, like, New South Wales are getting real fucked at the moment as well. But thankfully where I am, it's just not really affecting me. Guma says, is this podcast sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends? Bro, I fucking wish it was. Actually, now that you say that, I actually do have a sponsor coming up. To a degree. I got a fucking email from some random dude who I thought was going to be a scam. But be on the lookout for the next couple of weeks for a sponsored video about Japanese treats, and expect a bad unboxing style video and a hot meme. And click my fucking referral link when that, because it'll make me money, and that'll be nice, because YouTube's fucking me at the moment. Monkerous. Yeah, and then one dude just shitposted a fucking thing, which I'm not going to read. And that'll be the end of this episode, methinks. So, if you made it the whole way through this almost like 45-minute-ish long podcast, be sure to let me know down in the comments down below by including the word... No, not that word. Include the word fire. How about that? Are any fires sort of near you? Fucking smoking fire. I don't know. You guys will be creative. If you include the word fire in the comments, you'll know that I've made it the whole way through, and I'll heart your fucking comment. And yeah, as always, if you want to fucking leave questions, comments, any stories you think that I find fun, drop that in the Greencast channel in my Discord, or email me. It's on my fucking about page if you're a lazy cunt. And yeah, I'll catch you later, cunts.